Okay, welcome back to 14 Watches. We've got another piece for you here today, another one that has been talked about at length. Everybody's got a video about this watch, so I'm going to add mine to the foray. The absolute legend Seiko SKX. This is the Pepsi version, if you will, made in Japan, so it's the J version. And I have it on a Strapcode polished Centerlink Super Oyster with a nice locking clasp. It's a really nice addition to this watch. I think it puts it over the top into what I like to call budget luxury realm of watches. And when I say luxury, I mean I really mean it. It has a luxury vibe. It is, it just has this really amazing. I mean, it's one of these watches where you watch videos, you listen to people, you read about it, and go, all right, yeah, come on. And then you get one to show up at your door, and you set it up the way you like it on whatever you want to put it on. Leather, you want to put it on NATO or a Zulu, you want to put it on a heavy bracelet or a Jubilee or whatever. And you start wearing it and you go, all right, dude, I definitely I definitely understand the hype. So first of all, let's go over some pros and we'll talk about very few cons. Pros are the loom. The loom is legendary. Some people talk about the indices being too large. They wish they were smaller, but man, I think that's part of the gitch. Looks cool. It's a signature look. And it's incredibly functional, man. You can pick up on those things very quickly at a very quick moment's glance. The hour, the arrow for the minutes looks great. Has a pretty good sweep. You know, it's a little tick-tocky, but I mean, listen, we're talking about a $230 watch. But the movement is an absolute workhorse, in-house Seiko movement. You know, these things can go years and years and years without needing a service. The bezel is unidirectional rotating, and it is absolutely a joy. I mean, I have an Omega over there, and it just destroys it. The Omega doesn't even move. Seiko moves very well. It's very useful for timing things. Just simple, everyday timer purposes. The crown located at 4 o'clock, of course, one of its signature cosmetic, or functional characteristics. The crown itself is a little tough to unscrew and screw back down carefully. Almost feel like I'm stripping the screw down every time. You have to really be careful, make sure you catch the groove when you screw it all the way back down. Sometimes it doesn't always screw all the way down. Love the day-date function. Love that Saturday and Sunday have their own color. Just adds a bit of fun to the day. Heck, we all live for the weekends anyway, so they give you a little color splash with the Saturday and Sunday functions. Keeps great time. Awesome artwork on the case back. I mean, honestly, they give you some things with the watch that you have to pay a lot of money for. And I've got to say, if you're going to be a watch person, I think you've got to have this watch. You want to get the black one, get the black one. You want to go on eBay and or elsewhere and find a modded one, go for it. But this watch, to me, I mean, it's a no-brainer. A couple $100. This one I have $300 into it because I went for the upgraded bracelet, and I will say it is a wonderful bracelet, really weighty. The problem is, and I don't want to speak for all strap codes, I did see some reports of other people having issues with the fit. And I will say I was frustrated with the fit. I still am. In fact, this is not snapping in as well. Once in a while I'll look down at my wrist and it has popped out some, but it's still locked in there, but I have to kind of push it back in, and then it sort of goes back in. So it's not a perfect fit. And that's something I certainly should contact Strapcode over and see what kind of feedback they have or advice. I do have a friend that's a jeweler. So I'm also thinking about bringing it in and seeing if they can't just very carefully modify things so that it fits. And I mean, I don't ever want to take it off this bracelet. So, you know, I'm not big on putting this one on straps. It's kind of a heavy piece. People, of course, love putting it on NATOs, and it is a great fit for that. But for me, this watch, the luxury comes to the party when you've got it on this Oyster with the brushed sides and the polished center links, and it really turns it into sort of really classy, kind of a robust, dressy, you know, piece. You know, I don't have the kind of money to be adding a sub, and I feel like, to me, this gives me a sub-like experience on a very, very low budget. So, you know, not so much more to say other than that. I would like to ask my co-host Parker. Parker, what are your thoughts about the Seiko SKX? What are the things about this watch that you really enjoy? What do you like about it?
Well, I like about this watch that around it there's some cool design.
Yep.
And I also like the colors on the front, how it's almost, well, half black kind of and a little bit red.
Sure.
I think that's really cool about the watch. I also like the fact that it's a timer for your scuba diving.
Great.
And yeah.
Okay, those are all really great thoughts about it, and it's made, you know, extremely well. I mean, geez, you know, you take a watch like this and you compare it to $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 piece, and you ask yourself, you know, is that $7,000 watch $6,700 better than this watch? And the math does not add up. And again, I understand all that goes into, you know, these high-end hot horology pieces versus these sort of budget affordable watches. I get it, but there is no comparison in terms of value. So I just want to say, if you've never seen one of these in person or put one on, you know, get somewhere where you can get your hands on one. You know, and at the very least, go ahead and buy it. And if it's not for you and you hate it, you'll be able to sell it. You take a very minimal loss. And, you know, you can move on with your life. But I just can't imagine you wouldn't be so satisfied with this piece. It's just, it's a pure legend. It really, truly is. So, all right, that's it for now. Thanks for signing on. And we'll see you next time on 14 Watches.